Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, dear devotees. My humble obeisances to all of you. Welcome to His Holiness Candramauli Swami Maharaj's daily class. We're so glad you're here. Unfortunately, it looks like Guru Maharaj will not be joining us today. I was hoping that Guru Maharaj will be joining us. And Srimati is very sick. So I have been asked to fill in for the class as well as host this call. So here I am, a poor substitute, but I'll do the best I can by your blessings and your mercy. My humble obeisances to all of you. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhyayavacha Patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. We hope all of you are doing well. We will be continuing with our reading of Canto 1, Chapter 12, verse number 35, which I will share with you in a minute. This chapter is entitled Birth of Emperor Parikshit, and the birth ceremony of the little baby is being celebrated by Yudhishthir Maharaj. The saints, sages, everybody has gathered and they're singing the glories of the baby. And now we are coming to the end of that ceremony where Maharaj Yudhishthir wants to now perform Ashwamedha Yagya in order to free himself of what he thinks are the sins of killing so many people in the battle of Kurukshetra. So, Maharaj Yudhishthir, being a very righteous, very compassionate, very soft-hearted personality, even though he has won the kingdom, and even though the war is over, which was a righteous war, it was fought on the principles of dharma, because Lord Krishna wanted the fight to happen, and all the unrighteous people, the miscreants, as we say, Duryodhan and the Kauravas were all killed in that battle of Kurukshetra. All the 100 sons of Dhritarashtra were killed in that battle. Not one single son survived that battle. And the Pandavas were victorious, and their allies, of course, the Pandavas and their allies were victorious. And the baby Parikshit was saved because even at the last moment, Ashwathama, the Dronacharya's son, was trying to kill the remaining Pandavas. In fact, he killed the sleeping sons of the Pandavas in the tent. As they were sleeping, he went and he slaughtered all of them, causing Draupadi and the Pandavas so much grief. But yet they spared his life on the behest of Draupadi, who pleaded that let not his mother cry, just as I am crying now for my sons. So this was Draupadi's compassionate heart. So Arjuna and Krishna just cut off his hair, took away his jewels, and therefore humiliated and shamed him and embarrassed him. And this was equal to killing him, because when a Kshatriya loses his honor like that, it's as good as killing him. So Ashwathama was so despicable that even after that, he sent the Brahmastra weapon to kill the unborn baby in the womb of Uttara. He really was desperate to finish the lineage of the Pandavas. But that was not to be, because Krishna saved the baby. Uttara ran. She was the wife of Abhimanyu. She ran crying to Krishna saying, save my baby, please. If necessary, take my life. But please save this baby from the wrath of this Brahmastra. So Lord Krishna, being the Supreme Personality of Godhead, can do anything. The Brahmastra is an uncheckable weapon. That means nobody can check it. It will find its target and it will kill. It cannot be overcome by any material force. It is so powerful. But Lord Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And when she appealed to him, he entered into the womb of Uttara to protect the baby from the Brahmastra and neutralized it. This is how powerful the Supreme Lord is. There is no one more powerful than Krishna. So by taking shelter of Krishna, we are protected by the all-powerful Supreme Personality of Godhead. So the baby Parikshit is saved, and after some months is born. And Yudhishthir Maharaj, Arjuna, Bhim, Nakul, Sahadev, everyone is beside themselves with joy, because now this is the throne, the only surviving heir to the throne, because the sons are all killed, and this is a grandson and only one grandson, and he is now alive and there to carry on the family tradition of ruling over the kingdom. And what is his name? His name is Parikshit, which means examiner, because he saw Lord Krishna in the womb And that one glimpse of the Lord made him, after that, always search, where is that same Lord that I have seen? So he was examining every person after he was born to see, is this my Lord? Is this my Krishna? And so therefore he came to be known as Parikshit, one who examines. Pariksha means test or an examination. And Parikshit is the person who is the examiner. So that's how he got his birth. And now we are looking at the next part, which is Maharaj Yudhishthir wanting to perform a sacrifice. What kind of sacrifice does he want to perform? This is called the Ashwamedha Yagya. It's a very special kind of sacrifice in which a horse is sacrificed in the sacrificial fire and is given a new life actually. And with this, the kings, the horse is actually first left to roam freely all over with an army following it. And whichever kingdom it wanders into, that king has a choice. Either he surrenders to Maharaj Yudhishthir or he has to fight. That was the condition. Most of the kings were pleased to offer their allegiance, their submission to King Yudhishthir, saying, we are happy to submit to such a righteous ruler as Maharaj Yudhishthir. But some whose parents were killed in the battle of Kurukshetra were inimical. We'll see that later on. They were angry with the Pandavas for killing their fathers or uncles or sons or brothers. And so they decided to fight with Arjun because Arjun was following that horse with an army. And either they were defeated or they had to submit. So this was the horse sacrifice that Maharaj Yudhishthir wanted to do. Why? Because he thought he must atone for the sins of killing so many millions of soldiers on the battlefield. And so he wanted this Ashwamedha Yagya performed and he requested Krishna's help. So now this horse had wandered all over to different kingdoms. The Trigartas who were inimical towards the Pandavas, they fought with Arjuna. Then Arjuna also fought with his own son Babru Vahana in the state of Manipur. That's another interesting story. So he fought with Jarasandha's kinsmen. He fought with Jayadratha's sons. So like this, he fought with different people after the war of Kurukshetra also because the sacrificial horse wandered into that particular kingdom. But not, like I said, not everyone was favorable towards Yudhishthir. So, but Yudhishthir had warned Arjuna to not kill any of the soldiers he captures or the kings he captures. He says, spare their life. So Arjuna would capture them and then spare their lives. Say, okay, you just submit to Maharaj Yudhishthir, I will spare your life. And most kings were happy to do that because they wanted their lives to be saved, obviously. So now the sacrificial horses come back. 1 year is over. And Maharaj Yudhishthir wants to perform the yagya. But there is no money. The treasury is empty. There's no money left after a very expensive war. So what does he do? Again, he confides in Lord Krishna, who says there's plenty of gold. Go to that place in the Himalayas where King Maruta has left a lot of gold. He donated a lot of gold to the Brahmanas after performing a big sacrifice. And the Brahmanas just left it over there along with gold utensils, gold plates that they had thrown into dustbins. This is the wealth of the olden days. So please go and collect it from there and use it for this sacrifice. So Arjun was dispatched. He went and collected all that booty and brought it back after a month. And it said a long, unending line of bullocks, elephants, horses was required to carry that treasure of gold and bring it back. So now there was plenty of wealth needed to perform the ceremony. And Maharaj Yudhishthir made very elaborate arrangements for a very wonderful sacrificial arena with beautiful festoons and seating and canopies and waterfalls and bedsteads and ornate palace rooms for all the, many kings who were invited, especially Krishna and Balaram. He made very wonderful arrangements for their stay, for their hospitality, for their entertainment, for food, for drink, for merriment, and all the citizens came bedecked in gold and fine ornaments. Everybody was very happy. And Maharaj Yudhishthir had entrusted Krishna with also taking care of the guests and making sure everything went well in the sacrificial arena. Specifically, he wanted twice born brahmanas to perform the yajna. That means qualified brahmanas to perform the yajna. Now, what is the meaning of twice born? We're all born, aren't we? What is the meaning of twice born? Do we take birth again after being born? The answer is yes. There's a biological birth and then there is a spiritual birth. The spiritual birth is when we take initiation, when we submit to the authority of a bona fide representative of the Lord, known as the pure devotee spiritual master, get initiated, and we are given a new name, a spiritual name, and we take the instructions from the spiritual master how to conduct our life. This is our second birth. And now we are Dvija Bandhus, or the twice born. So it is a requirement for anyone who wants to make their life successful to take shelter of a spiritual master and get initiated into the process of bhakti and get guidance on how to make one's life successful. If I just say, I'm going to read the books and become a medical doctor, I'll go to the shop, all the medical books are there. I will just buy the books, bring them home, study them very thoroughly, and I will be a doctor. Will anybody believe me? Will anybody come to me? They will say, this is a quack. What does she know? She knows nothing. She has never gone to medical school. She has never taken training under any teachers. She has never handled any patients. She has never learned from any mistakes she has made. How on earth can I trust this doctor, this so-called doctor? I don't believe this doctor. She has not passed any examination. She has not done her clinicals. What kind of doctor? Isn't it? Similarly, anyone who claims that I'll read the books, Bhagavad Gita, oh, I know it inside out, I know everything. Srimad Bhagavatam, I know that very well. Oh, Chaitanya Charitamrita, oh my gosh, I've read it 5 times. Do you know that? I know Ishwar Upanishad, I know teachings of Chaitanya Charitamrita, I know nectar of devotion, I know nectar of instruction, I've read everything. I know everything. I'm so smart, look at me, how clever I am. Oh, who is your spiritual master, Prabhu? Or Mataji? I don't have one. Oh, really? Have you taken initiation? No? So then how do you claim that you are learned and enlightened? Well, I read all the books. That's not good enough because anybody can read the books and claim anything. But it is only when one is enlightened by the mercy of the spiritual master that one is able to actually serve and please the Lord very nicely, because now you're doing it God's way. And what does Krishna say? Take shelter of a spiritual master, and under his guidance, you learn how to serve me. That is the way we learn. That is the way we serve. And this is, we are getting trained up, as Prabhupada will say, in how to serve the Supreme Lord, so that when we finally become purified, we finally become qualified, we can go back to the kingdom of God. So we are in that training process. And no one can claim to bypass the training and get qualified for the spiritual world. It's not going to happen. We have to go through the spiritual master. And every great religion teaches the same thing. You can only reach God through Guru. That is why they say if Guru and God are both standing in front of you, whom will you offer obeisances first? The answer is Guru. Because it's only through Guru that you will get Krishna, you will get God. It's not possible otherwise. So let's look at that purport again to understand it in its entirety. Lord Krishna was invited by Maharaj Yudhishthir to oversee everything, and he very willingly and happily decided to abide by the orders of his elder cousin. Yudhishthir Maharaj was older than Krishna. So interestingly, Krishna would offer obeisances to Maharaj Yudhishthir. He would embrace Bhim and Arjun because they were same age. And he would accept the obeisances of Nakul and Sahadev because they were younger than him. Okay. Simply taking birth in the family of a Brahmana does not make one qualified to perform yajna. One must be twice born by proper training and initiation from the bona fide acharya. The once born scions of Brahmana families are equal with the once born Shudras. And such Brahma Bandhus or unqualified once born scions must be rejected for any purpose of religious or Vedic function. Lord Krishna was entrusted to look after this arrangement, and as perfect as he is, he caused the yajnas to be performed by the bona fide twice-born brahmanas for successful execution. And I am so sorry, I forgot to hit the record buttons. So there we are in terms of understanding what is the twice-born brahmana. Now, I decided to look at some quotes so that we understand it in its entirety about what Prabhupada has said about twice born. As the first birth is taken by the material father and mother, similarly, second birth, Dvija, is possible by the spiritual master, the father, and Vedic knowledge, who is the mother. This is a lecture in Paris, June 14, 1974. The insect or the cats and dog or human being, the process of birth is the same, father and mother, anywhere you go. Therefore, one Vaishnava poet has sung, Janme janme sabay pita mata pai, Krishna guru nahi mile bhaja hariye. Everywhere, either you take birth as a man or a cat or a dog or an insect, that is a father, mother. Father, mother, you will get in any type of birth, but not Guru and Krishna. Therefore, this birth is meant for achieving Guru and Krishna. Father, mother, you will get anyone. Even if you become a serpent, that is father and mother. That is the way of birth. Therefore, Janmana Jayate Shudraha. Even in human society, every man is born a Shudra. Samskarat Bhave Dvijaha. He requires a second birth by samskar, by reforming. Just like we give second birth initiation. The second birth, the father is the spiritual master and mother is the Vedas. As the first birth is taken by the material father and mother, similarly, second birth, Vija, is possible by the spiritual master, the father, and Vedic knowledge, the mother. This father and mother. So that is required. That is possible only in the human form of life. A cat is born by father and mother. You are also born by father. But the cat is not, dog is not eligible to take the second father and mother. That is not possible. Again, Dvija means twice born. One birth is by father and mother. Next birth is by the spiritual master and Vedic knowledge. So Vedic knowledge is the mother and spiritual master is the father. This is Bombay, November 1st, 1974. The whole aim is how to worship the Supreme Lord. That is human life. So if we make these divisions, any class of men, if he comes to the social system of Varnashram Dharma, then automatically, just like if you admit your son in a school, there is first class, second class, third class, eighth class. In this way, he makes progress. One day, that son comes out as a graduate. So this, the human society must accept. This is the school of Varnashram Dharma. Gradually, he will be educated and he will come to the understanding. Brahma Janat Iti Brahmana. One day he will understand what is Brahman, and that is Brahmana. Veda Pathad Bhaved Vipro Brahma Janat Iti Brahmana. Janmana Jayate Shudra. By birth, everyone is Shudra. He has to be educated. Dvija means twice born. One birth. Again, Prabhupada is saying. One birth is by father and mother, next birth by spiritual master and Vedic knowledge. So Vedic knowledge is mother, spiritual master is father. Then one becomes Dvija. Therefore, the sacred thread is offered. He is now Dvija. He has accepted the spiritual master to learn what is spiritual life. That is the significance. Then he is allowed to read this Vedic literature, the essence of all Vedic literature. So you see how important it is. Again, I want to stress on everybody how, I'm going to stop share, how important it is for us to understand the value of the human form of life. A cat and a dog cannot take shelter of a spiritual master and learn Vedic knowledge. A tree, a serpent, a grasshopper, an elephant, a whale, a fish, a bird. Do they understand anything of spiritual knowledge? Of course not. Their level is eating, sleeping, mating, and defending. That's all they know. That's the evolutionary path they must follow. And finally, they come to the human form of life. Now we are in the human form of life. What a rare gift we have received by Mother Nature, by our own karma, by our own past activities. Somehow we have attained the human form of life. And this is a very rare opportunity to permanently end the cycle of repeated birth and death. So we must understand how invaluable this human form of life is and how determined we must become to succeed in attaining the perfection of this human form of life by taking shelter of a spiritual master and finding our way out of this cycle of repeated birth and death. You might say, oh, I don't need a spiritual master. Well, welcome to your next birth. If you are serious about ending the cycle of birth and death, then you will understand how valuable is the lotus feet of the spiritual master. It is very rare to get the mercy of a pure devotee, even in the human form of life. You may be human, but you may never, ever come to know anything about spiritual knowledge if you don't have the Sukriti. Say you are born in some very remote aborigine tribe or a very uncivilized class of men who live deep in mountain caves or forests and know nothing about spiritual life. How on earth will you get the lotus feet of a spiritual master? Very rare. So, Brahmanda Brahmite Kona Bhagyavan Jeev, Guru Krishna Prasade Pai Bhakti Lata Beach. After wandering for millions of lifetimes in many, many universes up and down, a very rare and fortunate soul gets the lotus feet of the pure devotee spiritual master. Such a great fortune is very rare. So we have all become so fortunate that Srila Prabhupada's mercy has come into our life. So we must really grab that mercy and try our level best to make our life successful by submitting to the authority of the spiritual master and learning Vedic knowledge and practicing for regaining a position in the spiritual world. Remember, we were all in the spiritual world at one time. We have fallen from there, and here we are struggling in this material world, scrambling to get back. And so, in the human form of life, the scriptures say, one must take shelter of a guru. It's not optional. I will share with you chapter Veda base. Let's go to Veda base 2:7. Bhagavad Gita. Let's see. Let's just go first to Veda base. So chapter 2, verse number 7, it's beautifully described there. Arjuna has just surrendered to Krishna, saying, I don't know what I'm going to do. Now I'm confused about my duty and I have lost all composure because of miserly weakness. In this condition, I'm asking you to tell me for certain what is best for me. Now I'm your disciple and a soul surrendered unto you. Please instruct me. Shishya steham sadimam tvam prapannam. I'm your Shishya. This is a very famous verse and Prabhupada would quote it very often. Karpanya dosha pahata svabhavaha Richami tvam dharma samudha chetaha Yachreyasya nishchitam bruhi tanme Shishyasteham shadimam tvam prapannam. So purport. By nature's own way, the complete system of material activities is a source of perplexity for everyone. In every step, there's perplexity, and therefore it behooves one to approach a bona fide spiritual master who can give one proper guidance for executing the purpose of life. All Vedic literatures advise us to approach a bona fide spiritual master to get free from the perplexities of life, which happen without our desire. They are like a forest fire that somehow blazes without being set by anyone. Similarly, the world situation is such that perplexities of life automatically appear without our wanting such confusion. No one wants fire, and yet it takes place, and we become perplexed. The Vedic wisdom therefore advises that in order to solve the perplexities of life, to understand the science of the solution, one must approach a spiritual master in the disciplic succession. A person with a bona fide spiritual master is supposed to know everything. One should not therefore remain in material perplexities, but should approach a spiritual master. This is the purport of this verse. And how should one approach? Should one approach in your challenging spirit? Hey, spiritual master, I'm as good as you. I also have read a lot. I know everything. Come on, let's have a debate. No, not like that. Let's go to verse. Tadvidhi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya upadekshanti te jnanam jnaninas tattvadarshinaha. Again, another very famous verse. What does it say? How does one approach such a pure representative of the Lord, who is the mercy manifestation of the Lord himself, in a very humble, meek, submissive mood of offering ourselves in service and begging for enlightenment? That is the mood one must have in approaching a spiritual master. Just try to learn the truth by approaching a spiritual master. Inquire from him submissively and render service unto him. The self-realized souls can impart knowledge unto you because they have seen the truth. See here, the path of spiritual realization is undoubtedly difficult. The Lord therefore advises us to approach a bona fide spiritual master in the line of disciplic succession from the Lord himself. So you see how merciful the Lord is. And he tells us to approach a spiritual master. Did you see the screen at all? I kept showing all the verses, but did you all see anything? I'm so sorry. Okay, let me show it to you now again.
Now it is sharing.
Yeah, here it is.
You were not sharing screen.
Yeah.
Oh, so sorry. Let's go back again. So tadvidhi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya upadekshanti te jnanam jnaninas tattvadarshinaha. Just try to learn the truth by approaching the spiritual master. Inquire from him submissively and render service unto him. The self-realized souls can impart knowledge unto you because they have seen the truth. So this is the way one approaches a spiritual master. Let me take you back to the previous verse which I showed you, which was 2:7. And that is the very famous verse, which is, I am now so confused and I don't know what to do. Please help me. This is actually the position of all of us in this material world until we receive the mercy of the spiritual master. See, this is the first paragraph which I read. I'm going to highlight it. The purport of this verse is, everyone is in perplexity. In every step there's perplexity. And therefore it behooves one to approach a spiritual master who is enlightened, who is situated in transcendence, and who can free us from the entanglement of this material energy. Srila Prabhupada writes, only one who is free can free you from being bound. Can another person who is also bound hand and foot free you, a prisoner who is also bound hand and foot? No, he cannot. So only one who is free can free you. And who is free? One who is situated in transcendence above the three modes of material nature and is a pure devotee of the Lord, completely above the material modes of nature. This is the pure devotee of the Lord. And only he can free us from the perplexities that we are entangled in. Who is the man in material perplexities? It is he who does not understand the problems of life. In the Brihad Aranyaka Upanishad, the perplexed man is described as follows. Yova etad aksharam gargi aviditvasmal lokat praiti sakripana. He is a miserly man who does not solve the problems of life as a human and who quits this world like the cats and dogs without understanding the science of self-realization. This human form of life is a most valuable asset for the living entity who can utilize it for solving the problems of life. Therefore, one who does not utilize this opportunity properly is a miser. On the other hand, there is a Brahmana, or he who is intelligent enough to utilize this body to solve all the problems of life. So you see how important it is for us to understand the great mercy we have received and take shelter of Guru, Sadhu, and Shastra. The Shastra is our mother. Vedic knowledge is our mother. The spiritual master is our father. And the sadhus are the saintly personalities who are there to help us on the path of bhakti by giving us their wise counsel their guidance, their instructions, their the wisdom of their experiences, and help us along in bhakti. So thank you all very much for listening very patiently. We will now open up for questions, comments, corrections, discussion. Please feel free to share whatever comes to your mind. Oh, it's so nice to see you, Alka Mataji. My humble request is for devotees to put on the cameras and share their thoughts, their questions, their experiences, their realizations, their gratitude, maybe, whatever you wish to speak, please feel free to do so.
Mataji, nice class.
Hare Krishna. My humble obeisances, all glories to Prabhupada, all glories to Gurudev.
Yeah. Shall I speak my experience about today's?
You're breaking up pretty bad, Alka Mataji. I don't know what is
Yeah,
going
Sri Mataji. Hare
I
Krishna.
cannot hear you well.
To all of and Krishna. I was recently confused. I have one day. Can you hear?
Alka Mataji. Hare
Now?
Krishna. I can see you.
Hare Krishna.
Maybe you can turn off your video for asking the question because you're breaking up.
One second. Okay. Okay, let me try.
Yes, now we can hear you.
Yeah, I have same experience like a few days before. I have one function, one for my Guru Maharaj, and one to Sukwa Mataji, Radha Gokulnanda was arriving. And that day I was very confused where to go. Where to go? Do I have to go where Guru Maharaj thinks is happening, or do I have to go where Radha Gokulnanda? So one of my god sister has explained me, okay, because of Guru's mercy, we get Krishna. So I should go, if I can, I should go both places, but Guru is important as well. So today you was talking about Guru, but I was confused, okay, what to do that day.
Interesting. You know how Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj says this. Once Srila Prabhupada was with his Guru Maharaj and his Guru Maharaj's entourage was in some holy place. I don't remember some parikrama or something they were doing. Anyway, they had gone to a holy place and Prabhupada also went over there. And one morning, the announcement came that in the evening, all the disciples will go to visit the temple of something like that. And at the same time, Guru Maharaj will also give a lecture. That means Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Maharaj. And Srila Prabhupada chose to stay back and hear his Guru Maharaj.
Yeah, because that day it was one of the biggest confusion, and I say, I don't know what to do. So I have questioned my good sister, and sister, if you can go both places, fine. but you must try to attend Guru Maharaj, because it was Tirobhav picnic something. After Tirobhav, we had picnic. But fortunately, it's a mercy by Guru Maharaj, I was able to do both place. So it's fine, but sometimes certain confusion is only clear if we ask someone who more senior. So good things that I ask, and you have spoke same thing. So my confusion is completely clear today.
Absolutely. In the path of
Yeah.
bhakti, we cannot go it alone. That's not possible. That is
Yeah.
not advisable, because the mind will play so many tricks and mislead us. So therefore,
Yeah.
we need Guru, Sadhu, Shastra. We
Yeah.
need the guidance, the association of devotees, especially senior devotees, who will help us when we are in a confused state of mind to understand
Yeah.
which way to go forward. So I'm very
Yeah.
happy
Thank you.
to hear that you took
Thank you
shelter
so much.
for
Thank you so
Senior
much.
Mataji and got her guidance. Wonderful.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for sharing that. Shilpesh Prabhu, Haribol.
Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Chandramauli Maharaj.
Please accept mine. All glories to Guru Maharaj. All glories to Prabhupada.
So yeah, I wanted to ask, as Chandramauli Maharaj is, I believe he's arrived here in London today, and I'd like to meet him personally, so I'm going to try to arrange that. But yeah, I just wanted to ask more about what it's like to meet a Guru Maharaj personally, and what kind of things you can discuss, and like how approachable, and what things we should do.
Oh, Guru Maharaj is so wonderful. You just want to fall down in the dust of his lotus feet and roll over there forever and never get up. He is just personification of sweetness, of humility, of heavy Vedic knowledge, of perfect allegiance to Srila Prabhupada and his mission. He is just, I cannot stop glorifying Guru Maharaj. He is just simply wonderful. Simply wonderful. He radiates an effulgence, a peace, a joy. I don't know. He's just amazing personality. He's from the spiritual world. That's very obvious. So you're very blessed. If you're going to get to see Guru Maharaj, that is your great good fortune. It's very easy. It's very sweet. There's no need to be nervous. The protocol is you always offer humble obeisances to the spiritual master as you enter into his presence, and as you leave his presence, you again offer obeisances. You just talk to him, open your heart, and beg for his mercy. I'm so excited just hearing that you will meet Guru Maharaj. I can't wait to hear how it all went and how you experienced everything. I'll be so excited to know more.
I hope so. I need to arrange it. I need to contact. I waited to get a contacts number. I think he arranges the appointments with Guru Maharaj. So
wonderful, wonderful, wonderful.
And then does
Guru...
Guru...
just 1/11th of a second with a pure devotee. Just see, all perfection one can reach just by that 1/11th of a second. Sadhu Sangha, Sarva Shastra Koi, Lava Matra Sadhu Sangha, Sarva Siddhi Hoy. One can attain all perfection simply by being in 1/11th of a second association with a pure devotee of the Lord. So you're so blessed. I am so happy to hear you will be meeting Guru Maharaj. Your life is successful. Haribo!
Haribo. And is Maharaj, if you want to give a gift to Maharaj, is there anything in particular Maharaj likes?
He loves dry fruits. He likes nuts very much because he loves to offer sweets and things like that to his deity of Haridas Thakur. So you can always carry nice Mahaprasadam sweets, nuts, dry fruits, any nice sweet or any nice, something that you would like to offer to his deities is most welcome. He loves that very much.
Thank you, Mataji. I'm so glad I asked you this because it's kind of taken my fears away.
Yes. You can just, humbly offer that, saying, I would love to offer you something, Maharaj, and and for him personally also, you can offer anything that you think he will like to have, like, again, dry fruits and nuts are always good for his travel. He likes pure water from a, nice source, like a natural water, bottled water, which is of high quality. He likes that very much. And he just likes natural things, ahimsa products, milk products. He likes that. So like that.
Thank you.
Welcome. Alka Mataji, your hand is still raised. Is that from before or you have another question?
Is it gone?
You have another question? Oh, Revati Mataji has a question. I'll come back to you after asking Revati. Okay? Go ahead, Revati.
Yeah. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Mataji,
Yeah, please go ahead, Mataji. Okay. If Mataji would like to ask something, or should I go ahead, Mataji?
Yeah, go ahead.
Hare Krishna Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Guru Maharaj. Thank you so much, Mataji, for such a wonderful class. Mataji, I have a question. I was reading this Madhya Leela chapter like 12 to 16. So in that text 125, I came across actually it's offensive to pay obeisances or touch feet if spiritual master or any devotee in temple or in front of any devotee. So sometimes it happens Guru Maharaj, when he arrives, sometimes he's like in a temple room, and we are seeing Guru Maharaj for the first time. So how should we? Should we pay obeisances or?
Say that sentence again, please. Which chapter?
It's Madhya Leela, chapter.
Chapter, which one again? Madhya Leela?
Chapter 12 to 16. Chapter 12. It's chapter 12.
Chapter
Madhya, verses, text is 125.
125. Let's go to 125 and see what is over there. It's in the purport?
Yes, it's just like a small purport. Yeah.
125 doesn't have any purport over here.
Doesn't have, okay. I don't have the book. I just noted in my notepad. So
The Lord then called for Swarup Damodar and told him, just see the behavior of your Bengali Vaishnav. Do you think it could be?
maybe 126, Mataji? You want to go to the next?
This person from Bengal has washed my feet within the temple of the personality of Godhead. Not only that, but he has drunk the water himself. No purport. I now do not know what my destination is because of this offense. Indeed, your Bengali Vaishnava has greatly implicated me.
In the purport, I think it's mentioned.
According to the rules and regulations, no one should accept obeisances in the temple of the Lord before the deity. Nor is it proper for a devotee to offer obeisances and touch the feet of the spiritual master before the deity. This is considered an offense. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself was personally the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Therefore, it was not actually offensive to wash his lotus feet in the temple. However, because he was playing the part of an acharya, the Lord considered himself an ordinary human being. He also wanted to give instructions to ordinary human beings. The point is that even though one plays the part of a spiritual master, he should not accept obeisances or permit a disciple to wash his feet before the deity. This is a matter of etiquette. Yes, it is true that no one should be glorified before the deity because the Supreme Lord is there. He is the Supreme and only he should be glorified and not anyone else. I remember Trivikram Maharaj and Janananda Swami were in the same room And Janananda Maharaj was, just beginning to glorify something. And then he looked at Trivikram Maharaj and saying, "This is a breach of etiquette." And Trivikram Maharaj immediately said, "Yes, one should not glorify anyone else before the deity. That is an offense." That was in the temple at Boston. I happened to visit over there and I saw these two great Vaishnavas discussing this point, and Trivikram Maharaj categorically stating that one should not glorify or in any way, shape, or form worship anybody other than the Lord in front of the Lord in his temple. But now I've also seen many devotees, disciples offering obeisances. Even I have offered obeisances like that. And I've even asked Guru Maharaj, am I right in doing this? Am I wrong in doing this? What am I supposed to do? And I think I asked this in front of, in the Samadhi auditorium of Prabhupada. So my Guru Maharaj said, "Yes, you can offer me obeisances here." So I don't know whether it's because Prabhupada was on the Vyasasan and, it's not like the temple of the Lord. It was not the main temple, it was the Samadhi. And that's why he said, so it's a good point, Revati. Let's ask Guru Maharaj, okay? It's a very good point and very important point, because as you rightly said, people just automatically fall to the ground the moment they see a spiritual master. And it is not to be done in the temple in front of the Lord. I know that much. But let's get clarity from Guru Maharaj. We'll ask Maharaj.
Okay, Mataji, sure. Because a lot of times it happens like, any Guru Maharajas or any senior disciples arrive. We are in the temple where, sometimes we also give classes. Like we have a here center where we also give classes in the temple room. So every time after the class, we pay obeisances to the speaker also. So I'm just confused, sometimes Guru Maharaj comes and he's in the temple room. So I always get confused, whether to pay obeisances or not. If I don't pay obeisances to Guru Maharaj, is it offensive or like that, So I just wanted to clarify.
Let's pull up this verse and say, Guru Maharaj, this is what it says, but we are not sure whether we should offer you obeisances in the temple of the Lord or not, because the spiritual master is the representative of the Lord anyway. So, but it says over here clearly that the spiritual master should not accept the obeisances, should not allow his feet to be washed, because that is a breach of etiquette. So let's ask Guru Maharaj.
Okay, Mataji. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Any other questions, comments? Our god sister Srimati is unwell. She has developed a very bad sore throat and fever, and is just very sick, unfortunately. So please pray for her to get well. We all know how much she loves to do her services and serve Guru Maharaj. And now she's unwell, but she has asked me to announce that tomorrow Guru Maharaj will give class as usual to the Bhakti Sangha devotees at North Carolina. And the time will be 12:20 p.m. UK time, 7:20 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and 4:50 p.m. Indian Standard Time. So just make a note of that. It will be about 40 minutes before our usual class. It will be earlier. So just make a note of that so that you don't miss the class. Or miss 40 minutes of the class because you thought it's at 5:30. It's at 4:50. Okay, if there are no further questions, no more comments, no more realizations, everyone is satisfied and happy, we will end the call. Is that all right? Please offer humble obeisances to Srimati, Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu.
Thank you.
And tell her we all wish her to get well soon.
Yes, Mataji. Thank you so much, Mataji.
Thank you. And we'll keep her in our prayers because we know how much she loves to serve devotees and Guru Maharaj.
Yes, thank you so much, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you all so much. I will now end.
Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Jai Srila Prabhupada. Jai Guru.
Jai Srila Prabhupada.
Jai.
Jai.
साधु संगा की जय।
Jai. Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you very
Thank
much.
you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you all very much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Krishna.